everyone. Boom, rocking and rolling. Hello, hello, welcome. Camera's wiggling, getting everybody into the room. Okay, we got it. We are here. We are locked, we are loaded, and we are ready for blast off. Today's focus is on optimizing your energy to optimize your outcomes. So we're going to dive right in. Go ahead, close your eyes, bring the shoulders up, roll them back. Welcome to meditation. I'm Ref Kari, and we are ready to rock and roll. As your eyes settle in, allow your sense of inner vision to settle in to the back of your mind. And almost as though you're rolling the eyes in the back of the head, just do a quick scan as though you're looking over the top of your skull, down the back of the mind, down the spine, all the way down the spine to the tailbone, and envisioning the tailbone connecting to the earth. Beautiful. All right. As we always begin, taking a nice deep breath in and sending that link of consciousness up to the golden light through a light link. Inhaling, finding the sun as though you've just stepped outside into its brilliant light. Exhaling and inhaling again as though you're breathing in the sunshine and the golden light. And really imagine as though you're spinning the lid off of a top, spinning the lid off of a top and just spinning the top of your mind open like flower petals of a sunflower, of a rose, spinning and opening to capture the rays of the sunshine. And as they do, those rays of the sunshine begin to flood into your upper mind, slowly like dewdrops dropping in, dripping in to the consciousness, and taking a moment to use your intuition to find the sound of that drip, of that sunshine beginning to drip in through those flower petals into your mind. Slowly drip, 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 allowing that to work its way in as we begin to shift our focus now to the second part of our light link, wiggling the toes, feeling the earth beneath your feet, and imagining allowing yourself to be transported. Today we are working mechanics of the body. We're going to not be doing any major travel, so just make sure you have a good grounding cord, a good grounding mechanism, feeling into the roots of your feet, through the roots of your feet. Nice deep breaths in, and let's go ahead and come back to the sunshine. And imagining now that dripping of sunlight into the brain, into your mind, absorbed like a sponge. And then in the same way you scanned at the beginning of our visualization, the top of the crown of the skull down the back of the neck, down the spine, envisioning that sunlight beginning to drip all the way down. And then slowly with each breath, grounding in through the earth to open the faucet through your throat. That's right. Grounding creates greater bandwidth, greater connectivity. So it's a bandwidth expands, feeling that energy really starting to flood down and through, especially it may be that you begin to notice it's not just a drip, but more like a hose or a shower or even a waterfall of light just flooding over you. And again, notice how that's happening as you focus on your feet. And again, for those of you who are less visual, this should be a sensation that's maybe running through the shoulder blades, maybe a pulsing through the feet, and a deep grounding sensation as though you can almost feel the roots. If there were roots 2 feet down and even deeper beneath your feet, you can almost sense them being tickled as though you're wiggling and tickling them in a far off, like sensation, almost the same type of sensation as someone moving their hand just over your arms, and you can feel the movement on your arm hairs. Same kind of thing, same kind of sensation in the balls of the feet. All right. And coming back into the heart now. Go ahead. Let's take a couple moments here and just glide. Just glide. Feeling the sun shining down on your overall energy center. Tune back in, re-observe. Notice how much your energy has shifted. Nice big exhale. Again, allowing the grounding to take hold. The sunshine to open up even brighter. Doing brilliant. We're almost ready to begin syncing up. Okay, go ahead. Roll the shoulders. Twist through the spine, slightly turning to the left, and then slightly turning to the right. Wiggle your toes, roll your ankles, roll your wrists. Perfect. Imagine your body like a light stick, a glow stick, right? Remember those things as a kid? You pop them open, and the light turns on. I'm going to envision your body just like that right now. So we've just cracked you open. Each twist and turn, especially through the spine, illuminating, allowing all of the light to turn on, almost as though that golden light that we were filling up has now filled you from those roots all the way up through the feet, through the ankles, through the knees, through the hips, through the spine, through the belly, through the heart, through the throat, through the back of the neck, to the top of the mind, like we've just filled the pool. We want to sit in this light for a moment. Notice we are not tuning into the luminescent light. We're using the golden light to activate. And so for those of you that are into the sensation, just feeling expansion and fullness throughout your body, feeling liquidy inside. And if you could imagine moving, it would be like seeing light moving across, not necessarily physical 3D body, but light moving holographically before you. We have multiple layers within this energy body. And I want to, much like layers of the onion, have you imagine now feeling in as you become more liquefied. Begin to feel in through the physical layer, through the emotional layer. Notice how they maybe feel or look different. The physical may be feeling like a shell or a crust. The emotional layer, most likely feeling liquidy or movement, watery. And feeling into the spiritual layer, the etheric. Kinds of interesting things happen here. You probably shift, go ahead and scan the chakras, envisioning the chakras, spinning discs of light. And go ahead and observe the meridians, rivers like blood vessels through your body. And whether you see them or just sense them, know they kind of follow, the meridians follow strong neurological paths. Beautiful. And then envisioning the layer of your body that holds the different matrices, like the communication matrix, and all the different chemical reactions and responses between an interconnectivity between the nervous system to the brain to the chemical response and release. to the chemicals within the digestive system that are picking up protein and nourishing and feeding and fueling the system. So many different layers. And go ahead and just scan now beyond the organs, beyond the meridians. Go ahead and call forward the matrix of your DNA. And for this, you probably will only see like a helix, one. Usually the DNA represents itself as one complete holographic field, even though it's comprised of infinitely many strands of DNA. I want to have you hold this helix type of ladder, envisioning it now. Two strands spinning their way up, and then the little ladders or connection points in between. I want to have you imagine that supersized and superimposed over your body. So a spinning helix making its way down. You can envision it from just behind the ears on both sides. And you can almost feel the 2 points of connection as they flip-flop one side to the other, and then back again as this helix, this massive helix, spins its way down and through your body. And again, not going with the cellular size of the DNA, but an actual life-size helix. Beautiful. All right. Now, why are we calling in this specific energy center? Because we are going to be working with today's theme, which is performance, our outcomes, right? Optimizing our outcomes, using our inner energy, being able to leverage that inner energy. And not only are we working with the field of the DNA, but this big holographic projection of the DNA is symbolic of your Ida and Pingala, the masculine and the feminine energy channels running through your body. And yes, they are not all exclusively right side, left side, even though energetically masculine is expressed right side, feminine expressed left side. But it is more so the energy center of the masculine and feminine current through the body is like a spinning helix of the DNA, a macro projection. So as you breathe in and out, we're going to optimize this. We're going to just do a DNA flush, if you will, a masculine, feminine energy center flush. And so knowing now that starting in the top of the mind, the right channel of that helix, right channel in your brain, as you imagine it coming down, it crosses over through the throat and then spins back over, right? Across the heart, back around again, essentially spinning around and through the different chakra systems, the different chakras. These channels control the spin of the discs within the chakras. And if the chakras have emotions, resistance, blocks, you can imagine how they slow down, how they impact the energy current of masculine forward motion in our 3D construct, initiating the warrior energy, the muscle, the force, versus feminine. And as you call on the feminine channel, notice if you identify with it through the mind, or if you instantly got a ping of energy in your left foot. Beautiful. Giving you a moment to feel these two counterbalancing each other. And then slowly drawing, we're going to trace from the left foot up imagining it spinning, feminine energy spinning through the body. Again, following that helical path, twisting. That's the word I want to use. Twisting, not spinning, twisting, winding its way and coming up through the right hip, winding around to the left and to the right, through the organs, through the inner body. And if there's anywhere in here where you aren't able to create sensation or imagine a visual of the movements of light energy through your body, however this is tracking for you, I want to have you envision wherever it seems blacked out. So go ahead and I'm going to connect you with the visual for it. We've been working off of sensation. Imagine, maybe you picture tracing it on a piece of paper. Maybe you actually can see light coming up through your leg, and let it show you. Don't force it. You don't know where this energy is flowing, especially if you've ever had knee injuries or anything else through the legs. We can alter energetic paths, right? Scar tissue, everything else. Those are traumas, physical traumas to the body that are a result of other older energetic traumas that occur. So we want to flush those out. We're doing a flush today. So envisioning as you make your way up, and there are going to be some spots that maybe it's hard to envision moving, if you're imagining drawing it, moving the crayon or the marker past that point on the body, or maybe it's challenging to move the light through. And what I want to have you do when you hit those spots, and you're probably going to get hit a couple of them as you trace this swiggly, snake-like line all the way up to the left behind, just behind inside the left ear. So we're going to go from the left foot all the way in, and notice if there are any points of resistance where it's hard to track it. Then go ahead and imagine flipping a tray over. Imagining you're holding a tray of food like in a cafeteria, and you just flip that over. Somebody got a big flip in there. That was some good energy moving. Beautiful. And coming all the way up. We're going to come back to the mind now. And envisioning the sun. Now imagining as that dripping of energy that is flooding in through the top of the mind comes through, that it finds these two channels. It's not that the light gets funneled down, if you will, into the throat and the neck, but it finds these two channels. And it gets funneled into the left side and the right side, like we're filling up two slides, two tubes, if you will, that are running down this helical pattern through the body. And taking your time, you can do, I would suggest doing one side and then the other, envisioning it working its way all the way down one side, that light as though you've turned the spigot, the hose on, and stay with it until you can feel a pulsing out of your foot, of whatever foot. And don't judge it, don't force it. Continuing down, also noticing if there are any pulsing points, like maybe around a collarbone, maybe left side of the heart, right side belly button. Notice as you are clearing out, that energy begins to flow. And shifting over to the other side, doing the same exercise. Taking your time, If you feel any density in here, it could be like needing a pipe cleaner, unclogging a pipe. So just know the more intensity of golden light, and again, expanding the bandwidth like we did at the beginning to ground, right? The more you expand the bandwidth of the grounding mechanism, the more it'll create suction to draw these centers out. And noticing any pulsing or sensation through the body. And again, it's not going to be like a boom, 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 although it could be. It's going to be very subtle energy, very subtle energy shifts that you're experiencing. Much like before, imagining a hand just grazing over the top of your arms, not touching, but you can still sense and feel it there. Very similar experience on the inside of your body. And energy is subtle. It gets to be finessed. It gets to be allowed to find its own way, to forge its own path. And don't forget, if you're not tracking completely with this exercise, that's okay. You're still presencing, the energy is still following these commands because you're here, you're in collaboration, you've set the intention. And the reason why may not be fully tracking with visuals or consciousness is because we're giving your mind a new pattern, a new energetic circuit to follow. I'm guessing most of you haven't traced these patterns before, these masculine and feminine. These two channels control your outer output of energy. So taking a step into the world, taking action on things, writing your to-do list, all of it run by that right side channel. And then intuitively feeling the ease and the flow, the energy just moving, right? And if we can balance these two energies within our body, then guess what? They begin to balance in our world around us. Wouldn't that be great? Allowing things to easily appear, allowing yourself to still feel in control, knowing and trusting more confidently what we're up to. And it's controlled by these two channels, harmonizing themselves. And notice that they also cross over each other. They're intrinsically intertwined and connected. And so if you have a strong outward, go, 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 alpha, get 'em personality, super masculine A type, that feminine intuitive piece, it's not that the intuition isn't strong, but allowing that energy to flow and not be outvoiced, over commanded, right? Giving it opportunity. And vice versa. If, on the intuitive side, if emotions and drama run high, it could be too much, too overwhelming. So again, just a couple of examples of how these two channels can impact us when they're imbalanced. All right, so we're going to get it ready to wrap up here. What I want to have you do now is switch the directional flow. We've been focusing on golden light down and in, and I want to now have you switch the flow and envision pulling the energy from the crystal quartz at the center of the earth up and through. Go ahead and draw that energy as though we have tapped a well. And we are beginning to draw energy from that well through your heart, through your intention, through your desire, all the way up, and feeling it now, swirling through the body. Seeing it on the macro level, and then imagining like little tiny geysers of energy through each individual DNA, this energy coming through, popping through, showing up. expressing itself. And feeling your heart now like a reservoir of light and love, beginning to fill, imagining it like a lake opening or a lake filling up. Much in the same way we envisioned the golden light flooding in, imagining this like a geyser springing forth, a perpetual spring of energy, filling you up, and feeling the two forces, the luminescent energy of the earth, like a spring, and that golden light, like a waterfall, two coming together in your heart. Go ahead and allow yourself to glide in this frequency, just being, sensing, seeing, presencing. All you may be envisioning is two fields of gold and silver swirling around together. Or you may just feel your heart getting wider and wider and wider. Beautiful. So we're going to take this one more layer. I want to have you envision that your home, your environment, has a DNA ladder, helix structure to it. Go ahead and feel that masculine channel of energy. You aren't going to necessarily see it. You could maybe just envision a helix, like a spiral staircase, like a beanstalk ascending up out of the top of your home and down into the earth. Seeing that helical structure and letting your home flush itself out. The golden light, and letting your home draw some energy up and in, anchoring itself, reaching from every corner, whether you're at home or not listening to this, feeling every corner like roots after a long drought, being hydrated, the walls filling up in luminescent energy and light, surrounding you like a cocoon, like a perfect space for you to be the light being that you are. And how amazing is it that when we're here, we cannot escape the next evolution of the energy because we have balanced the masculine and the feminine. And as the result, there is you as a full light being now, another layer, a new habit field, almost as though you look like some futuristic being or avatar moving around inside this light body, the home, like the cosmic egg, birthing another level and layer of consciousness, becoming a frequency that pulses the future vision, that grounds and energizes people by simply being who you are, that brings out the best in them, helps them connect to their potential, to their vision, to transmute their sorrows and their shame and their guilt and whatever they may be sensing or is keeping them in resistance. So feeling yourself in the center of this home, of your home, and letting it just be perfect, perfectly balanced, perfectly harmonized. A force beyond you, here to nourish you, guide you, and support you. Breathing in and out as we prepare to go about our day, coming back to the room and to the moment. Nice deep breath in, rolling the shoulders. And amazing. Licking the lips, relaxing the jaw. Ah, and welcome back. Namaste, so much love.